Kyle Larson eyeing a McLaren F1 test, and Oscar Piastri has expressed an interest in trying a NASCAR race car. So I did see Zach Brown say that, if we're going to do this, most likely wouldn't be Landon Norris, but Oscar Piastri that would do sort of a swap. It would be great to see Kyle Larson in an F1 car. I did see where he had a comment basically being like, and this is why I love Kyle Larson, because he's so confident in his abilities. And maybe more so in the last couple of years, I've seen him have this shift of realizing he's an elite-level talent, where he said basically like doing a swap is fun, but you don't have a big comparison. He's like, I want to do one of those rookie tests where I'm up against everyone. He's like, and he goes, maybe I won't be last. And that'd be a pretty good, big achievement. And I was like, that's pretty badass. What
would you expect out of him at a rookie test?
Oh, man. I mean, it would be so tough. He's going to have to adjust to just a level of downforce and braking ability that he's never experienced. That's the thing you always hear from people.
Just talk raw numbers, like how close to if he goes out there and he's comparing against Oscar and Lando, and they all get equal time in the car in a 2-day test.
Well, the rookie test would be up against like F2 guys and that sort of thing.
Okay. So
I think if he wasn't last, if he was able to be within a second of what they felt like the potential of the race car was, I think that's a massive achievement. Massive.
Because I think he could get within a second.
If he does that, I think it would be huge. Absolutely huge. And I probably, with the right sim time and the right coaching and such, I think he gets there, no doubt. Like, he has the ability. It's just when people drive F1 cars, no matter what you've driven, the thing they'll tell you is you are not prepared for the level of braking ability that an F1 car has. 5 Gs in a braking zone, right? That's unfathomable for any other race car. And the ability that gives you to basically go so deep into a braking zone, and the how quick and precise you have to be of your braking as the car decelerates at that speed, and be able to release the brake to not lock up tires, allow you to have the saturation of the tire in the center, and then obviously accelerate off.
So
I think that's what that time there. That's what's going to be the hardest adjustment for him.
So I'm going to say the same thing, but in a different way, because you just kind of inspired me. That made me realize that how difficult that truly will be for him. So in a NASCAR Cup Series car, we pull 2 Gs, 3 Gs at most in a corner, right? Yep. And in our simulators, you don't have any G forces because our simulators aren't really like, they're tipping you. So like at most you have an instantaneous of like 1 G basically. Mm-hmm. And not to say that is at all comparable to what banking at Charlotte feels like, but even the banking at Charlotte, the difference between the banking at Charlotte and then the banking in the sim it's not comparable, but it's not as far off as in an F1 sim, under braking, you still only have that same, instantaneous 1G feeling, whatever. They've got some tug on the seatbelts that try to simulate G-forces, but it's actually, their simulators are probably only capable of the same thing that our simulators are capable of, right, in terms of simulating G-forces. But the car itself, in real life, like you said, has 5 Gs of force, right, under braking and turn-in and high-speed corners. So there's nothing, that's a feeling that Kyle has never felt in anything unless he's, flown with the Blue Angels or something.
The closest,
right? I mean, the IndyCar.
He did drive the DPI cars in the Rolex 24, which would be his closest thing, I believe, downforce-wise, that he has driven to what he's experiencing in the braking that you would utilize. And now those are, that would be like, I would say 20% of the way to an F1 car. Like, not, an Indy car would probably be the closest F2 car, right? Maybe a high-level prototype nowadays with the LMDH cars. But they're so regulated in terms of their downforce, that sort of stuff. But in terms of performance, they would probably be the closest. It's just it's going to be a massive adjustment, right?
I hope he gets what he's asking for, because he's right, and I appreciate it. And it's whether you attribute it to his confidence or even, his humility. Right, is like, I appreciate that it's like, I'm not looking for just some PR stunt. He's a competitor, right? Like you said his confidence. I don't even look at it as like it's an ego thing or confidence thing, or I want to prove I'm the best in the world. Like, I know Kyle personally, and he's not he's not like a ego jerk, right?
No, not
I think
at
he's just he just loves racing.
Yep.
Like, and so he's like, why? I mean, yeah, I want to drive an F1 car, but I'm not really wanting to do it just to like, check it off the box. He's like, put me on track with other competitors, and that's how I'll find the limit.
Yep.
Right. Like
no, I love it. So
maybe
cool.
maybe he just showed us like a bit of his thinking. Right. It's like it takes he needs to have those rabbits to chase or something to compare to, and it's not just a PR stunt.
And I think it's brave. It's really brave because I do know that there is some F1 drivers who have been rumored and obviously discussed to go try NASCAR, and some of them have basically said, look, I don't want to do it because I'm going to suck, and I don't want that, right? And
yeah. And they're right.
It's brave of him to be like, I don't care what people think. Like, I want to go do it, and I want to see how close I can be. It's like, damn, that's awesome. I love it.